on my microphone. Okay, so hi there. This is Heidi from Heidi Mine. And in case that was not recording the audio on Facebook, it might have been because I'm on my phone, but on YouTube, where I'm also going live, I am recording from my computer. So I have two different cameras again today. I try to keep them fairly close together so that it looks like I'm looking at the same general direction. Um, but yeah, I do what I can. So let me just make sure this says that I'm live. I want to make sure I've got audio. Yep, I got audio on Facebook. And I'm going to click that open so that I can see any comments. So I do apologize. I may be switching back and forth between tabs. Let me see if I can pop these into different windows so that I can view comments at the same time. Okay, I think I'm good. Why am I paused on? Okay, there we go. Sorry, getting all set up here. Okay, so hi, I'm Heidi from Heidi Mine. And I am going to be doing an unboxing today of some fabric that I purchased from a different small business called Cammy Lulu. Um, I love their fabrics. They design the prints themselves and then have them printed um, and then shipped, and just good quality fabrics. Quite a few of the quite a few of the bags in my shop are already made with Cammy Lulu fabrics. So yeah, real quick, the pinned post is to sign up for the email list. Um, you do receive a 20% off coupon when you sign up for the email list. The email list is great for weekly updates. And I will be having a sale coming up in my Etsy shop. It is already scheduled for the 21st through the 24th, and that will be 15% off. For the website, it will be the same dates, the 21st through the 24th. I'm going to be adding a bunch of Mother's Day themed t-shirt designs. I'm going to be adding some new Mother's Day gift options. And as long as you purchase by I believe it's the 27th, it's either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, then I will have enough time to get your order finished and packed up so that you will receive it before Mother's Day. But if you sign up for the email list, that 20% coupon will not be good on the sale items, but there will be some other exclusive deals and coupons that will be in the sale email coming Friday this week. Thursday, Friday? I think it's Friday. So, yeah, so I do encourage you to sign up for the email. The best places to get the most insider information is always my email list. And then secondary would be my Facebook group. Although right now, I just don't have anyone in the Facebook group yet. So feel free to join. I will put a link to the Facebook group once the live is over. I will put it on YouTube in the notes section and on Facebook. If you haven't already liked my page, go like the page, and then you can check where it says groups, and there's a link there. And if you are joining me today live, please go ahead and comment #live. If you are joining me on the replay, #replay. This does help me to see when people are watching the video. And that way, if I do need to change up the time or the date, then I will be able to do so. And if you haven't liked the Facebook page, please do so. If you would like to hit like in the on the YouTube video, that would be awesome. And do please feel free to subscribe and hit the little bell notification. That way you will always be notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. This is obviously awesome for content creators, small business owners, when you interact with their videos, but it also helps to push out our videos for other people that would enjoy this content. So content creators do always appreciate that, myself included. So that's my business updates for this week, is the upcoming sale. If there's anything that you'd like to see in the shop, please always feel free to drop a comment, send me a message on any social media and email, and I will see what I can do. I am hoping to add some apron designs this week, and I have some very cute coffee cup sleeves that I want to add, and what we call mug rugs. It's like an oversized coaster for a coffee cup or teacup. And eventually I will be adding some placemats. One of the small businesses that I purchase embroidery designs from just came out with placemats, and I am way too excited because I get to use my biggest hoop. It is humongous, and I have not gotten to use that yet, and so I'm super excited to use that. So I will try to do a video. The embroidery designer does not allow me to do a tutorial, to do like a sew with me for her designs. She has her own people that do that for her, and I respect that. So it won't be a full sew with me. I won't show you all the steps like a tutorial, but I can definitely show just different steps that I'm sewing in pieces. So like just to show you the size of the hoop, I can definitely do that. Yeah. So this box that I have of fabric, I actually ordered it last year, and I got it. I believe I got it right after the new year. I'm looking at my invoice, which I don't know if this is when I purchased it or when it was printed. But things have just been so busy around here lately. I have not had a chance to get anything sewn with this box yet. I have opened it. I have looked it over. I do inspect the pieces when I get them, because these are small businesses and they're run by human beings. And every once in a while, there might be a mistake or a flaw in the fabric or something that passed through their inspection. So I do always open boxes as soon as I get them, take a look at them, because even from big box stores, sometimes you get things that are broken, flawed, whatever. And those businesses should not have to hear from me 6 months down the road when I have time to open a box and say, oh, hey, this is flawed. You need to replace it. I don't believe that's an acceptable way to do business. I think that if you receive a package, open it up, check it over, make sure it's good, and most small businesses, most big businesses will always do what they can within a reasonable amount of time to correct that for you. So this is a very large order, and I believe I have my pick ticket. A pick ticket, for anyone that doesn't know, is a piece of paper. I'm going to show you the back of it, not the front of it. There's no pricing on this or anything. Excuse me. But it shows the business what they need to pull for an order. So they have like their SKU number, the quantity of yardage that I ordered, the name, and then for this particular company, it tells them what fabric that it's printed on. Because sometimes I get canvas or cotton woven or cotton spandex. I try not to order the knit too much, the spandex, because most of the items that I make I don't need the stretch. Although I must say that the fabric is so soft on their knits. So sometimes I do order it just because I like the texture of it. So the first piece of fabric I have, and I'm going to try to make sure that this is right side up. This, I believe, is called Magic Moments Tiny Yard. So one of the reasons I like Cammy Lulu is because they started offering what they call a tiny yard. And so you'll see there's this top piece has little castles with golden mouse heads. And then the next section is red with gold polka dots. The next section, which is upside down on my side, it's upside down on your side as well, is little mouse ears with bows. Those are blue and red and white with gold. And then we have this blue kind of bubble look with gold. I believe these are 60 inches wide. I don't have my ruler, do I? I do. I have my ruler. Okay. So, yeah, each of these sections is just about 9 inches. And then it is roughly like 60 inches wide. So it gives me quite a bit to work with. I can usually make a few bags out of one yard, one cut. And I did get 2, 3. I got 3 cuts of that. Because with this, they don't print this as a continuous piece. They print it kind of like a panel. If you've ever done sewing, I think they still sell them, but it was very prominent in like the 80s that fabric companies would print panels for dolls or stockings. I purchased a ton of Christmas stockings one year that were pre-printed panels, and you just cut along the outside of the panel and then sew it up. You add your own lining, and bam, you're done. So it's not a lot of piecing things together. So I really liked those. So these are printed as if they were panels. So it's just one cut, and then I cut them up into pieces as I need to use them for bags or keychains or whatever accessory that I'm making. This next piece is also from the Magic Moments collection, and it's called Picture Time. And this is a larger print. So it has those kind of mini ear with bows, and it has what looks like, what is that, like a Mickey caramel apple or a mouse caramel apple. And then it has a little camera on it that looks kind of like the Instax cameras. Sammy got one of those for Christmas. She loves it. It's like, then if you haven't heard of them, kind of like a new wave Polaroid. So it has that. So this is a larger print. I do try to normally get smaller prints because they work on purses better. Let's see. I have started cleaning the room. I still have the bolts up here, but I've removed the boxes. So I did start cleaning the room. I'm just not quite there yet. So this is a Cammy Lulu bag that I've made, and this was a tiny print that I purchased, and it's got this kind of brush stroke and then the child, and this is a knit, and it is just so soft, so soft. This I made for myself, and this is again a tiny print, and I think I have a replacement of this fabric. This is a glitter vinyl. I don't think I originally made that for myself. I think I originally made it to put in my shop, which I do believe it could be in my shop. But that particular bag, something happened with the zipper. The zipper pulled out the first time that I made it, and I took the purse completely apart and was able to remake it, even in my embroidery machine. I figured I'd have to try to sew it all back together, but I didn't have to. It was great. This one is also in my shop. I think this would be very cute for a Mother's Day gift. This is a Mickey and Minnie themed Mary Poppins. And this was also a mini print, so, or a tiny print. So it's a smaller print to the fabric, so it just fits those small spaces a little better, those small cuts. But I am able to make larger bags. I think last week I showed you a sloth bag, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and that fits an iPad. So for the larger bags, I did purchase a few yards of fabrics that have a larger print to them. All right, and this is just what are they calling this? This is also the Magic Moments collection, and this is Mouse Apples. So again, that will just end up being a large bag. For some of these, I might make them into, I don't think I'll make them into placemats. These fabrics do tend to be a little expensive because they are custom. So I might make some mug rugs, and I might make some like cup cozies with those. I actually have a really cute one that I'm thinking of that I might make with that design particularly. All right. And apparently I bought everything from this Magical Moments collection. So this next one is called Floral Balloons, which is probably fairly self-explanatory when you see it. I'm trying to show these. I think they're all packaged the way I have them upside down, so I've got to flip them. So I just thought that was very pretty, very spring-like. So you will probably see things with these fabrics in the shop coming soon. This one also I felt like could be, well, all of these could definitely be a summer type print. And the last from this collection, I believe, is just called Balloons. And I don't know about you, like when I was little, I always wanted the Mickey balloons when we went to Disneyland. And if you've never been to Disneyland, then I'm very sorry. And I know that like when my brother and I were little, there were a few times that I remember we did get the Mickey balloons. My kids, I don't think my kids have ever gotten a Mickey balloon because, to be honest, those things last for way too long. And I don't want to drive home with a Mickey balloon in my car. So my kids have never had a Mickey balloon. So maybe I will make them something from this print. But it's very cute. It's very spring summery. So I really liked this one. And if you're like me and you go to, well, I haven't been to Disneyland in quite a while. Because of current events. But we normally go 2 to 3 times a year. My husband and I were going for almost 20 years, or maybe 20 years, 2 to 3 times a year. And when they started putting Starbucks in and around Disneyland, that was just the best thing ever. So I'm really excited to start doing some of these cup cozies with these fabrics because I don't have one right now, but it's basically just a cup sleeve for a travel coffee cup. But they are super cute and they're fun. And then you just slip it into your bag when you're not using it. And you don't have to worry if the coffee shop that you're going to doesn't have the little paper ones. It's great if you want to be eco-friendly because you can just reuse them. And I'm also going to be making straw bags, which sounds odd now that I'm saying it out loud. But in California, quite a few years ago, they had instituted a ban on plastic straws. I'm not a fan of paper straws because they break down really quickly, which is good for the environment, but not so good for your drink when you're drinking little bits of paper. Um, or they're just, I don't know, you can't stir your drink with them. And I'm a mocha girl, and when you get an iced mocha, they never mix it all the way at Starbucks. Sorry, Starbucks. So you really have to have a good straw. So we started purchasing silicone straws and what are they? Aluminum straws? I don't know if that's right. Maybe it's stainless steel straws. Uh, so I will be coming out with some bags that you can store your straws in, both clean straws if you want to have two separate bags, or some bags that have the option of like a dirty pocket and a clean pocket, so that you can keep them separated. So yeah, so keep an eye out for those. Those I don't think will be out before Mother's Day, but definitely before summer, I will be getting those done. So this is the tiny print called Miss Mouse. And this is what that bag was made of. So we've got that like red, almost burgundy polka dot, and this baby pink design that I absolutely love, with all of those favorite aspects of that magical park we love so much. This one is very pretty. And then we have this here. And I'm trying to think. I made a collection for my mom when she went to Disney World a few years ago. Last year? 2 years ago? I can't remember. Might have been 2 years ago because it was definitely during, might have been last year. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was definitely during the mask mandates in Florida, because I did make her some masks. And some of that might be on my website. None of these fabrics will be going on Etsy for my Etsy shop. There's just too much politics on Etsy right now. So everything on Etsy will always be a generic design, even though I do offer some of my ears on Etsy. They will be more inspired by and generic. So you'll see a theme to them. Like I have a pair of tiger ears on Etsy that are a top seller for me. And I can call them tiger and people get it. And they also understand what they are. But there's just too many people trying to report things. So I believe I got 3 of this because I love this pattern. And I did the whole kit for my mom. I did a face mask. So if you are still wearing face masks, I do still offer those on my website, I believe. If I don't, drop me a message and I will put them right back up because a lot of people still feel comfortable wearing them, and I totally respect that. That was a really fast sentence. I still use my masks when I have to go outside and do outdoor tours. I have really bad allergies, and I have found that if I put a little bit of like a drop of essential oil on a piece of tissue paper and put it in the flap of my mask, I can go out and do a little bit of yard work and I'm not as affected by my allergies than just walking outside without one. So, regardless of anyone's opinion on masks, they can be used for anything. Even cleaning around the house. If I know that I have to clean an area that hasn't been cleaned in a while, if I have to sweep the floor, we have cats, and I will absolutely put a mask on around the house because it saves me from those allergies for that short period of time. The next piece of fabric that I purchased is also from the Miss Mouse collection. I think I went collection heavy this time around. this is the first time I purchased it. It's just called Floral. It does tie in with that tiny collection. They did not offer this in a tiny print, but I just thought it was so beautiful that I did not hesitate to purchase it. Um, so this actually may end up, if I make things with this, well, I mean, I will, but when I make things with this may end up in my Etsy shop just because there is no character reference to this. There's no licensing qualms. And the last piece, I do apologize. I've got my notes down in front of me and I should just pick them up so that I'm not jumping out of the frame. The last piece from this collection that I purchased was called Miss Mouse Essentials. And this was giving me all the Audrey Hepburn vibes that it possibly could. I don't normally like purchasing white fabric, especially for the things that I make. Sorry, I'm trying to even this out so I can hold it up without it falling. I don't typically like purchasing white fabric for what I make because making purses out of this, I can anticipate them getting very dirty. And I do always suggest spot cleaning and not just throwing things into the washer or dryer. For the most part, obviously, cottons are able to be washed and dried, but I do not pre-wash these. So they are not pre-shrunk. They do run the risk of shrinking if you wash them in hot water and throw them into a hot dryer. But also, it does tend to lose its shape just a bit. So I always recommend spot cleaning for this type of thing. But I just love these, the little kind of, what is that? The autograph book with the pen. Let me hold it up again so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. The autograph book with the pen, the little mini purse, the castle, the ears. Those shoes are just adorable. I'm sure they look like heels. I'm going to say they're flats because I've seen people walking around Disneyland in heels and I don't get it. You could not pay me enough money to walk around Disney in heels. It's just not going to happen. All right. The next item that I got is called the Tiki Room. And this is another tiny print. Tiki Room is one of my absolute favorites. Absolute favorites. Obviously, during the summer months, I don't care if you're in California or in Florida, in the summer months, you want to go in the Tiki Room because it's air conditioned and you get to sit and it's a good amount of time to sit down. But we used to take the girls, even as babies, into the Tiki Room, and you would think that these kids would just be like awed by it and want to stare at it. My kids would always fall asleep. It didn't matter if they were doing that super loud, like thunder tiki song, my kids slept right through it. So it was great for when you wanted to start nap time because you can leave them in the stroller and they would, it depends on your kid. My kids, they fall asleep and then we walk out and they're still sleeping. So uh, this one, now in California, we don't have the orange bird. So a lot of fabric designers, for some reason, when they put these prints together, they always want to include that. And for those in California, we don't have it. And then there's this beautiful rainbow logo section. This is a beautiful, vibrant orange. I know a lot of people shy away from orange. I love orange. I think it's a fun color. And then we've got this section that is the birds and the yummy Dole Whip and the tikis, and it's fantastic. So this will definitely be some summer items that I come out with. I do have some tiki ears that I will be coming out with that I absolutely think are the cutest. And I have the masks. I have mask holders that I will be coming out with. And you could use them for other things, even outside of, if you're not wearing masks anymore, you could use them for a tissue holder, whatever. But sorry, I have something flying around my room. They're cute, and the one I purchased has a little tiki on it, and I like it. The next print I love. The next print is Vintage Strawberry. And I love it. I just love it. I was born at the end of the 70s, and my entire childhood was Saturday morning cartoons. Like, let's just be honest. There was not a cartoon that I did not want to watch. But Strawberry Shortcake, she was it for me. So, and this is vintage strawberry. This is the old look of strawberry shortcake, lemonade. There's I don't remember what the orange girl was called. Angel Food Cake, the peach. I don't remember the peach girl either. You know what they don't have? They don't have blueberry muffin. That makes me sad. Blueberry muffin was one of my favorites. And they don't have the boy on here, but that's okay. That's okay, because, it's still cute. Super, super cute. So now for this piece, they did 18 inches of this top print. I think. Oh, I guess this first 9 inches is more of a white background, like a true white. And then this bottom section right here has kind of a pastel rainbow behind the characters. So there is a slight difference. And then there's this beautiful strawberry brush stroke. That is what they call them, brush stroke. And this is a very faded looking strawberry, which I kind of like because it gives it a little bit of an antique feel. But it's just tossed strawberries. I had sheets that looked exactly like that. Like, just so much fun. So much fun. Just that kind of, I'm flipping over the backside to make sure that I didn't have it on the wrong side, but no. Just that kind of like worn strawberry print look. I love it. I'm very excited about that. Let's see. We are coming to the end, I promise. All right. And then all of the rest of these prints are from what they call endless essentials. And these are the most requested magical coordinates. So if you are ever in like the need of fabric and you are looking to purchase, and you go to Cammy Lulu, and then you can look up endless essentials. I don't know if they'll still have it as most requested. I think this was an end of the year thing from last year. So the first is just white dots on red sketch. And this is, because it's not a tiny print, it is full yardage. And I got a few yards of this. Because in one of my other embroidery groups, someone did a bag with this fabric, and it was stunning, and I loved it, and I had to have it. So yeah, it's just a really fun, basic print. Even though it has kind of a Minnie Mouse vibe, it is not a specifically Minnie Mouse print. So like that could go in my Etsy shop. Oh, and then we've got, this is called Kissy Kissy Gray. And we've just got the lovely Mickey and Minnie, and they both have kind of golden shoes and the cute little Mickey hands with the hearts. And it says you below it. So love you. Love you. So that's super cute. Okay. Sorry, it's just a large piece of fabric, even though it's folded a few times, it's a large piece of fabric. This is called Girl Mouse Cupcakes. Okay. And again, I'm always hesitant with the white background, but I just loved these little cupcakes. It's got kind of a dusting of gold in the background. And I just loved them. My kids, when they were really little, had matching. Do they have matching? No. Samantha, my oldest, we bought her this little jumpsuit, um, like a little velour tracksuit kind of thing. And it was this baby pink and it was so soft, but it had little cupcakes on it that were themed like some of the characters. And I do have designs for embroidery that mimic that. And I had always wanted to make my younger daughter a set that matched, or by the time she grew into the little suit, the tracksuit, I was going to make a different one for my older daughter, and I just never got around to it. I mean, granted, I was working full time, homeschooling. Well, no, they weren't old enough to homeschool, so I was not homeschooling. That was a correction. I was working full time, and I was also trying to run my own business, so I was a little tired. This next one is called Silhouettes on Gold. And this I actually really liked, with the idea of fall. So I may not make anything for this with this particular fabric until we get a little closer to fall. But I just love that kind of ruby red, the bronze and gold colors. Very pretty. And the nice thing was is that I was in a position when I ordered these that I could order a few yards at a time. When I first started ordering from Cammy Lulu, I loved the fabrics, but the prices were just a little out of my range. Um, and they're good fabrics; they're worth it. I mean, don't get me wrong. But a lot of the people that were purchasing were either purchasing one-offs to make them for themselves, or they were buying large amounts of yardage because they have their own businesses. A lot of them don't make bags, they make dresses. Um, and they're fantastic. Like in the group, uh, they make family outfits to go on vacation. They make dresses that they sell in their own shops. Some people make uh, the cups, the travel cups. Um, and they take the fabric and they epoxy it onto the cup. That baffles me, but they're really cool. Um, so there's a lot of people that do a lot of different things with the fabrics. And they had been in business for longer and steadily selling the things, so they were able to buy larger quantities. And when I first started purchasing, I would buy like a yard or two at a time. Um, but then I would always feel like I couldn't put things up for sale because the turnaround time for this fabric is usually, well, pre 2020, it was like 4 to 6 weeks. And currently, I think it's up to like 6 to 12 weeks just because shipping is so unpredictable at the moment. Um, so I really didn't want to try to sell things and say, well, if you want to order this custom, it's going to be 3 months. That just wasn't going to work. Uh, so I was able to do a large purchase for um, this particular order, and this way I can make quite a few things. I can sell them either as one-offs and hold a little bit of fabric back if I need to make more, but it gives me more options. And this last print is called Gold and Red Balloons. Okay. And again, it's that white, but those balloons, I just loved them. I thought they were way too cute. So I got it. And I got a few yards. I think for a lot of these large prints, I got 2 yards, and for the tiny prints, I got 3 yards, to try to balance it out. So that is my fabric haul. Sorry, I thought they were sliding. I'm gonna have to put them back in the box so that they don't get all over the place. But yeah, that's what I've got. And if there is something you would like to see made out of any of those fabrics, then do feel free to drop me a message, join the Facebook group. I will be doing some more exclusive stuff in the Facebook group where I will start asking polls, um, asking people which styles of bags they like, what sizes of bags that they think are the most useful, because I can make anything from a 4x4. I don't know if I have one. Jump out of frame for just a minute. Sorry about that. I think I just have 5x7s right now, but just to give you an idea. And these are the same bag that I've made, in multiple sizes. These will all be up on my website by this weekend. These will be one of a kind in that I think there's 16 different bags, and I made 2 of each size, but every bag has a different color combination. And these will be one-offs because I don't have a way to get any more of this fabric. So they all have this muslin lining. So it's very basic. You may have seen the raw edges. That's because I haven't sealed these shut yet. So this is the back of this one and the front. And this particular one has a little loop here, and that is for if you were to purchase a wrist strap, and then it can be like a little wristlet, or it's just a little clutch. But this is the 5x7, and I'm trying to see something that I'm recording on my phone right now on Facebook, so I can't hold my phone up to it, but this is my phone case. And I did try to put my phone into the 5x7, and it did not fit. It is just, even though it's, it looks like it kind of does, it does not go in because the top is a little shorter. So it's just a little smaller than a like average size cell phone. I don't remember what phone I have. I think I have a Galaxy that is, it's a year old. I have a Galaxy that's a year old because last year I drowned my other one. And then this, I believe, is a 10x16. So this bag is absolutely huge. But I love this with the floral print. The back also has the floral print. This just has a white zipper. They all have different colored zippers, but the common is the muslin lining. For many of the larger bags, I put loops on both sides. So when I list these, there will be an option. You can purchase either a wrist strap separately, or I will figure out a way to do some sort of strap for this. A lot of people in our group where we get these are done on the embroidery machine. They use like a satin cord. So I may just do that as an option of a satin cord. I may look into purchasing already made purse straps, but I'm not sure yet. So just for comparison, those are the differences. But this will fit an iPad. You know, so I don't know that I would use this particular one for an iPad case, only because there's no padding in it. It's just the lining and the bag, and I think there's some interfacing to keep it stiff and structured. But I do have bags that I can make with padding. Oh, don't all fall out here. So those are good Mother's Day bags because they do have that floral print. They're just a pretty design. But like this that I made for my daughter Evie, this one I knew I was making for her iPad. So I put a cotton batting in it. Um, it's not going to last against, if she threw it and stepped on it. But just, putting it on a table, it still keeps it a little bit protected. Although hers is also in a case, and I believe hers fits in the case in this bag as well. Um, so I can do that if you are ever looking to purchase a custom bag. I can add batting. I have foam that I can add, and that gives it a little bit more protection. So those are things that I'm going to start doing in my Facebook group, where I will start putting up a sample bag and saying, what size do you think you would like that in? And I will eventually start doing some giveaways, possibly this summer, and those will be exclusive to the Facebook group. So that is that. I think I am going to go ahead and jump offline. We have to finish up some homeschooling for the day. The kids have state testing Thursday and Friday. So you can't really prep for state testing. I mean, let's be honest. But I do like to go over essay writing with them because essay writing is no fun for anyone, right? So I will be back next Tuesday. Not sure what I'm going to talk about yet. If the room is clean, maybe I'll do a little bit of sewing during the live. I think that would be fun. And then in May, I'll plan out some different events, and I will try to give you some notice about what I will be talking about in advance. In June, I will not be here in my normal sewing studio. I will be hanging out with my grandmother in Arizona. So I will still try to do live events. At the house, my grandma has a dog and two cats and a very loud umbrella cockatoo. Um, she only has the dog. The other animals are my dad's. So the bird tends to be a challenge for me if I'm going to be going live. She tends to be loud. So we'll have to see how that works the first time and go from there. But I will be bringing my smaller machine with me so that I can still fill orders. I will be bringing my heat press with me so I can still fill orders. There will only be a few things that I won't be able to do while I am out of this sewing studio here. So I'm really excited about that. Not excited about the weather. It's Arizona in June. But I get to see my brother for a few days and his family, and I love hanging out with my grandma. She is just one of the coolest ladies ever, ever. So I am going to jump offline, go do some math and essay writing, and I will see you next week. Bye. All right, how do I finish? End.